In April of 2020, I posted a video predicting that power creep was becoming an issue with Amiibo. My theory was that the developers were getting better at writing AI opponents for Ultimate, and that the newer the AI, the more skilled it was. I was right. I wish I hadn't been. At the time, we were 8 months away from even having the bin files for Banjo, Terry, and Byleth, let alone being able to place them in a tier list. But today, Terry is an S tier amiibo, Byleth is at the top of A+, and close to a ban, and Banjo sits in B+. But in my opinion, he's an A tier with untapped potential. My theory is holding even more true than I thought, and the upcoming amiibo probably won't break that trend. While I've only trained Steve and Pythra at the point of this recording, because I'm thoroughly researching one amiibo at a time, I see no reason why the rest of the DLC fighters won't also be contenders for power creeped amiibo. Kazuya, Sephiroth, and Pythra especially concern me. They have weight, KO power, or both, which is classically the prime determinant of high placement in the amiibo meta. The question now is the same question that I originally posed. At what point does an amiibo become ban-worthy? The first ban of the meta was Bowser. He won about 80% of his matches no matter the opponent, and a month later Incineroar was released, and promptly banned as well. He won 90-something% of his matches. But now, the tier list puts King K. Rool and Terry as equivalent or greater than Bowser, and Byleth is pretty close as well. It's a hell of a claim to make that 3 new amiibo have risen up to challenge the Titanic King Koopa, but here we are. One could also bring back to memory the other suggested bans, Ness and Mii Gunner. Pre 8.0 Mii Gunner could theoretically have been better than Bowser. After all, frame-perfect missile spam with appropriate point-blank defensive training, like upper forward smash, was an unbeatable strategy. Problem is, nobody ever got it perfectly down, and then Nintendo patched the AI so it was significantly harder to get that behavior from the amiibo. And similar arguments were made about Ness and his PK Fire, although those arguments were much less reasonable. Why was Incineroar and Bowser banned, but not Mii Gunner and Ness? Some content creators banned them for the quality of their content. Fair enough, they're not interesting to watch anyway. But in terms of strict competition, where's the incremental bar for saying Gunner isn't good enough to ban, but Bowser is? And did Bowser slip back under that bar when he was unbanned, or did the bar move? And who's deciding these bans anyway? Why should we trust them? I have the broad rule set at AmiiboDoctor.com, but there's a half-dozen amiibo communities out there, and they each decide their own rules and bans. There's no standard that makes an amiibo ban-worthy. It comes down to a subjective guess from the people present at the time. Power creep is coming. It's really already here. Nobody knows what's going to happen or where the upcoming amiibo will truly rank on a tier list until we've had a few months for everything to shake out. But once it does, brace yourself. You'll have to either buy the new ones or die.